There were two times, I guess, that it sort of came home. One was when Mary Fredon walked into my office and said, we need to start talking about this. And the second one was when I was talking to the folks at the hospital and they began to talk about field hospitals, which was setting up a tent out in the parking lot. And I thought, oh my goodness, this is a real deal.
So we have emergency preparedness plans from natural disasters to pandemics. So we had work streams around making sure we had adequate personal protective equipment. What were we doing around the workforce? How were we communicating? We had to set up all new processes for visitor restrictions, how we're screening patients, employees, to getting telehealth visits set up, to our fever and cough clinics set up. How do we isolate and keep patients safe, keep the workforce safe, and continue operations?
Pretty early on, we recognized this was going to have a profound impact on our community, particularly lower wage workers. And so we jumped right up and said, you know what, we're going to raise as much money as we can for this in order to help out families within our community. And we broadcast that pretty widely through all of our different communication channels. And the response was just really fantastic. I was blown away by how generous our community has been through our fundraising efforts to help with the COVID-19 relief. We have had hundreds and hundreds of donors step up. Some of those donations have been $10. Some of those donations have been $10,000. To date, we've raised about $610,000.
The first challenge that we had was an effort to try to help the people in Wuhan. I mean, they're a sister city to the city of Columbus. We felt a little bit of affinity or a kinship with them because of Cummins' presence there. And so our initial effort was to try to gather some PPE to send there and help them. It was shortly afterwards that then we realized that, we need some PPE. The Columbus Chinese Association made arrangements for us to get masks from Wuhan. So we had a return favor, if you will, that came to us, from people that we had helped previously.
We knew we needed to get a community audience. If we knew we were going to slow the spread of this virus and keep its impact minimal, we had to get the entire community engaged. It was amazing how, we all learned from one another, but I really saw our role as trying to be that source of truth for the community and help others through this and help to guide the best response we could to this emerging situation. We have a very solid relationship and constructive, healthy relationship with the school corporation, with the city, with the county, with other businesses. We're not strangers to one another. And when it comes to a crisis and like this pandemic, the foundation of those relationships is where you really see the value.
We had a gentleman who rode his bike 29,000 vertical feet, which is called Everesting, and he raised several $1,000s to help United Way, to help struggling families. And he was on his bike for the better part of 24 hours straight. But we have another example of a photographer in the community who wanted to help. And so she did a special appeal using her talents as a photographer in order to raise money for the United Way.
We had a group of engineers here in town who sort of took it upon themselves to design respirators for some of our healthcare workers, who needed to have filtered air constantly supplied to them so that they could go about their duties. And these guys and gals just sort of took it upon themselves to go design something that would work or satisfy that need. And it was really kind of fun to go watch them demonstrate this. You've seen that picture in Apollo 13 where the guy throws the pieces out on the table and says, you got to put all this together and make something happen. And it was a little bit like that. And so to think that we've got that kind of talent in Columbus, Indiana, and we've got that kind of talent that's willing to volunteer and make the effort and help out their fellow person, it's really heartening.
I wish I had a crystal ball to say when the end of this will be here, but I don't. But what we do know, the pandemic's here. It's still spreading. The virus hasn't gone away. It's not going away. It hasn't changed. Maybe the only thing that can change is really our behaviors, our actions and reactions. Just continuing to do what we've been doing. Mask up, social distance or physical distance when you can, good hand hygiene. The way we do things in this community can really be uplifting, and we're just going to have to continue to make sure we do this. And it's about, we're all in this together. If we work together on it, we will get through this. We just have to stay diligent doing that.
We've seen a lot of really difficult things unfold. We've seen a lot of people that are really in challenging situations and just struggling, and that's hard to see. But at the same time, we have also seen so many silver linings within the COVID-19 pandemic that we have been facing. We have seen just unprecedented generosity from our community, from the business community, from individuals, from people just stepping up to do what they can to support our community. And we don't know, what the future of COVID-19 holds. We can't control that. But what we can control, what we can pursue as a community is just positivity and empathy and coming together as a community to do everything that we can to help those who are struggling.
We've had challenges as a country and as a state and as a city. We've had challenges over and over again down through the years. We've had weather challenges. We had a flood in 2008. We've had economic challenges, be it high interest rates or high unemployment. And we've always figured out a way, to get through this. And there's a certain part of human nature that is always working, to try to, improve our own condition to make this thing work. And we've got plenty of that good human condition here in Columbus, Indiana. So we'll be fine. It's going to take a little while. It's going to take a lot of work. But I'm confident that our future is bright, and we'll just get through this and we'll do it together.